Now we're reading the responses to How Can I Help You? What's on Your Mind? By people who messaged me on my TikTok channel. So let's get started. I want to learn about crypto because it's incredibly intimidating. It is very, very intimidating to learn about crypto. That is completely normal. I work in tech. I have friends who work in crypto. I have friends who start crypto companies who've raised millions, and I'm super intimidated. I'm intimidated by crypto all the time. So I just want to reaffirm that it's totally normal, and even among people who already work in tech and who work in startups, they get intimidated. So don't feel bad if you are. I want to learn about crypto and personal finance. It's a great goal. It's really important to learn about personal finance. I would love one-on-one mentorship. I would love to do that, but I currently do not have the capacity to be a good mentor. Hopefully, as time continues on and I learn how to manage my workload better and prioritize, I'll be able to also prioritize doing one-on-one mentorship. So I want to learn, but I have limited funds, so I can only slowly add money. This is great. If you don't have money, you have time and energy to learn. If you had a lot of money, but you didn't have a lot of time, you could have invested it in something stupid. So don't be intimidated by that. I desire to learn and invest in crypto and other financial platforms to create wealth for myself and my family. That's amazing. Start off with retirement accounts like your Roth IRA if you're American and 401k if you're American. And that's the number one thing to start looking into. I don't know where you're starting off at when you say something like that, but if you say financial platforms, I don't exactly know what you mean by that. So I would say you can read Dave Ramsey's book or whatever. It's like baby steps and like very practical guide, or How to Get Rich by Yᴏᴜ'ᴇ, something like that. Apparently it's highly recommended. I want to learn to save my money better. That is very notable goal. Follow personal finance people. What do you mean by working with DAO and how you would land a job related to the crypto world? When I say working with the DAO and landing a job related to crypto world, think about the fact that Facebook exists or that TikTok exists. Yes, it's a platform, it's a product that you use, but there are people running this and building this. For example, let's say YouTube. You have someone on YouTube who has to manage the content filtering, this like niche thing. So there is some content on YouTube that violates YouTube's content moderation or whatever. There's a specific team that manages that. I don't know how large this division is, but there's a person who heads it, who has to determine the strategy for it, who has to understand how to allocate the budget for it, who has to hire a team of specialists underneath him or additional managers who then hire the specialists underneath him. Then in addition to that, they have to have team meetings. He or someone else has to figure out who in YouTube HR would be their point person for all the specialists that he's bringing on and who manages the benefits and employment, full-time employment statuses. If he wants to hire contractors or she wants to hire contractors, then this person also needs to learn to play office politics with other teams. So instead of just the content moderation team, there's also YouTube ads team. There's also YouTube PR team. There's also YouTube engineering and product team. There's also YouTube, I don't know, maybe like a partnerships or ad or sales team would be bigger than the ads team, something like that. I don't know what this team would roll under, but in each of those roles, like if you think about like content moderation specialist, like what does that role actually entail? Well, because it's pretty specific to YouTube, you don't study this in college or anything like that. You get trained on the job, and you can be trained by doing like a 2-week boot camp or 1-week boot camp. I don't know how YouTube trains these people, but that's a job that yes is specific to YouTube, but it's not anything related to like engineering, like building, coding YouTube. It's not really into like the strategy of YouTube, so you don't need to be like a consultant or have someone with like extremely white collar experience to be able to think this way. It's also not with media, like you're not producing YouTube videos yourself. It's like a specific role. In addition to that, like if everything was in office, then he also has to hire like an office manager. There has to be a person who's in charge of getting like computers to all the people on his team. He has to hire someone who troubleshoots issues, like an IT person for his team, unless it goes to like a very larger YouTube support desk. He has to like coordinate with an HR person to manage everyone on his team. And those are all roles in tech, if that makes sense. And so you can be a janitor working for YouTube. You could be a secretary working for YouTube. You could be a person who reviews YouTube videos or like any sort of media for content moderation reasons and work for YouTube. Or you could do the same thing for TikTok. or Facebook or Instagram or like any other company that has like videos to be produced, like CNBC or something like that. Although then you get like more technical and like media specific skills. But what I mean, like how you would land a job related to the crypto world is like, what current skills do you currently have? Are you really good at speaking? Are you good at organizing, managing people, keeping things on time? Are you good and like more tech specific skills? Are you good at coding? Are you good at design? Are you good at creating graphics, promoting, marketing? What are the skills that you currently have? Because there is a crypto company out there that needs those skills to build up their company. For example, if you work at Coinbase, like they used to have a huge office, now they don't. So maybe this isn't the best example. But if you look at Coinbase careers, they have someone who needs to be a benefits specialist. That means you need to be able to speak to Coinbase employees about their 401k or their health insurance and stuff. It's not something you really learn at school, it's something you learn on the job. So they might even be willing to train anyone who's like smart, eager, bright to go do the role, as long as they feel like you're capable of learning it in like a couple weeks and not screwing things up too poorly. They would hire you for it. Okay, learn how crypto started and everything about it. That is a noble goal. I hope you find your niche soon. I remember when I first started computer science, there was a pro who said, I would know everything about it. I'm pretty sure he's back to practicing magic on the streets somewhere. He was like a traveling musician. But crypto is such a large umbrella that I really, really, really hope that the more you learn, you find something that you really like and really resonate with, whether it be like gaming or art or music or governance. Like if you're really political, there's a lot of community building that's necessary in crypto, and also design and marketing, and then also the technical infrastructure if you're much more of a technical person. College students just trying to learn more about DeFi crypto, how to make more money through it. This is a fantastic thing. I think when you're in college, you have so many opportunities to just learn and spend your time learning. So definitely maximize about that, and the best way to get involved is to jump on someone's Discord channel. And you can find the Discord channels of, I would say, like really big blue chip companies first, blue chip crypto companies. I would qualify any as blue chip as, if you search up DPI, it stands for the DeFi Pulse Index, and look at the tokens associated with that. Get into those companies' Discord or get on their Twitter, just like learn as much as you can about them. And that would be a good place to start. And from there, I'm sure you can take your own learning. Be confident in yourself. I know you can take your own learning elsewhere. I saw your TikTok on working with DAOs and was keen on learning more about this, as I knew blockchain and DeFi are going to make a big impact on the world. Okay, so I actually did make a TikTok about DAOs, which are decentralized autonomous organizations. DAOs are basically communities surrounding the crypto project or the crypto company, and anyone of any skill set, experience level, they can get involved with a DAO. How you do it usually is you go on your Discord, you read through the Discord messages, you just start messaging people. If people are asking help, you help them. If you ask for help yourself, someone else will help you. And you learn through interacting with the community and feeling comfortable and feeling part of a mission. To actually add value through like communicating with a bunch of other people and being involved to the day-to-day interactions, you kind of learn where it's like, hey, actually we need more assistance with marketing, or hey, we're not getting as much engagement, like what do we do? And as someone who's actually involved, you can help out and be like, hey, I think this would work. You either work with some other people, you guys combine skill sets, and you make something happen. In return, you're rewarded with recognition from within the community in terms of their own tokens or stablecoins or fiat money. I think this is really high level and abstract, and I want to give a more concrete example, but I'm not articulate enough right now to give an concrete example. So hopefully when I do come out with a video that explains it much better, I'll link it to this answer. I'm looking for a career change with more pay, but in the meantime, I want to maximize the growth of my money. I currently have some money in mutual funds, but I definitely want to explore the crypto space. This is awesome. The more you job hop, usually the more money that you make, and having money in mutual funds is great, it's stable, especially since you don't know too much about growing your money yet. It was like a great place for you to start as you worked on your career, and then in your free time again, as you learn more about managing your money and growing your money, you have like a nice stable base already set for you. I would like to learn more about the fundamentals and foundations of DAO, DeFi, and all the ways I can invest wisely in the future. I will again point you to 1729.com. They have great articles about DAOs and DeFi. General knowledge would be great. Any book or YouTube channel information is also a good website or company that does loans. I have limited money to invest in the moment, so any extra capital to get my journey started would be great. Okay, I can give general recommendations for books or articles. Just check out my Beacons page. I think it's beacons.ai/iamyourcryptonite. I'll make sure to link it here. But if you're looking to take out a loan to invest in something that's volatile and risky, don't do it. Like, I don't know how smart you think you are, but just don't do it, is my non-financial advice. If you do it, I hope it works out for you. I really hope it works out for you. It'll be like amazing, but don't do it. Like, don't tempt it, especially if you don't have a lot of money available. You're asking me for general recommendations instead of asking me a specific question, and you think it's a good idea to take out loans to make money on volatile assets. Like, I think just those 3 points alone, I can safely say don't do it. Trying to invest and make the best use of my money, not making that much of a grad student, makes sense. I know grad students don't get paid that much, but what you do have is a lot more time, and you can use that time to contribute to DAOs and get tokens in return. You can also use this time to build up connections in the industry, which I would say are infinitely more important than like getting lucky off of any tokens that you happen to invest in. I am mainly looking to learn how to finance a business through crypto, but also make money for myself during the process. I don't know what this person means. Mainly looking to learn how to finance a business through crypto. You can get a small business loan. You can get friends and family to invest in you. A lot of people don't have the privilege, so you can also raise and fundraise. You can also fundraise publicly on, say, like WeFund or joinrepublic.com. But usually, you know, it's the opposite way around. Like, usually you fund your own business, you bootstrap it, you raise some small amounts of capital to do a business, and then what's left and what you can play with after you've covered your operating expenses, plus some as cushioning, you would invest in crypto. So I'm not recommending what you're trying to do. I've been trying to teach myself coding and just more about the tech itself. How can I land a job in crypto without direct experience? Number one, great that you're learning coding. There's a lot of resources like ďᴜᴜ.io that helps you if you already know about coding and JavaScript or Python or whatever. You can learn about coding in crypto applications. So I would highly recommend checking that out. So it says, how can I land a job in crypto without direct experience? Well, you either have valuable skills already that are directly transferable to the role that you're looking at that happens to be at a crypto company. So if you're trying to teach yourself how to code, you will be fine. You will be fine. You will be in demand everywhere. If you want to get hired without direct experience, speaking as someone who is not an engineer, how I think, and again, I'm not an engineer, so maybe not, don't take my advice. Maybe just take it as a stepping stone to get to where you actually want to be. Number one, ask people in the industry with direct experience how to do it. Number two,